This is Game 3, Apba Baseball's baseball rivalry series between the cities of Chicago and St. Louis. Each city has won one game, and today's game will be the Chicago Cubs world champions in 2016 against the world champion St. Louis Cardinals 1946. Here are the starting lineups. Dexter Fowler will be playing center field. Ben Zobrist will be playing left field. Chris Bryant at third base. Anthony Rizzo first base. Wilson Contreras, the catcher. Javi Baez at second base. Jason Hayward will be in right field. Addie Russell, the catcher. And Jake Arrieta will be starting. He's a grade B pitcher, X modifier. For the St. Louis Cardinals, their starting lineup has Red Schoendienst at second base. Terry Moore will be playing center field. Stan the Man Musial will be at first base. Ina Slaughter in right field. Whitey Koroski at third base. Joe Garagiola will be the catcher. Harry Walker will be in left field. Marty Marion, the shortstop. And Harry Brasheen, the pitcher, grade B, Z modifier. We're ready to begin. Let's get this game started. 6-6 roll right at the start for Dexter Fowler. That's a hit column roll. 62 will be a double for Dexter Fowler. Brings to bat Ben Zobrist. Probably my wife's favorite player. She really likes Ben Zobrist. 1-3 is a base on balls. Chris Bryant. 39 home runs in 2016. So Harry the Cat Brasheen finds himself in a lot of trouble already very beginning of this game. He is kind of the Madison Bumgarner of 1940s World Series. He was 4-1 with a 0.85 ERA. Here's the pitch in World Series play. Here's the pitch from Brasheen. 46 is a swing and a miss. Strikes out Chris Bryant. Here is Anthony Rizzo, Cubs first baseman, 292 hitter. 23 is a infield's better safe at first, fielder's choice. Runners out at second, and Fowler goes to third. So 2 down, and we'll score this as 6-4, retiring Zobrist at second base. Wilson Contreras. Let's see if he can get something done for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. 66, there's a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here. And the Cubs jump out to a quick 3-0 lead over the Cardinals. Brings up Javier Baez. There's a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here for Baez, and it is 4-0. And the Cubs are dropping the hammer on the Cardinals. Here in the first inning, Jason Hayward. 44 is a 8 against the B pitcher. That is a fly out to center field. One more run in the next 2 innings will reduce Brasheen's grade to a C. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Chicago 4, St. Louis 0. All right, let's see. Happy beneficiary of a 4-run lead, Jake Arrieta, will get set to face off against red Shandies in the bottom of the first inning. That's a hit column roll for Shandies. 25 is a double, and as the Cubs started the first, a man on second, so do the Cardinals. Okay, red Shandies is an F-rated runner at second base, brings the bat Terry Moore. One is a 25. 21 roll is a 12. Fielding column 1 is a strikeout. One down. The Cubs are both teams are fielding column 1 in this game today, and Stan Musial steps in for St. Louis. The NL MVP player in 1946. Here's the pitch to Musial. 36 is a walk. First and second. Enos Slaughter. Slaughter hit 300 in 1946. And 21 homers, I believe. Here's the pitch to Slaughter. 43 is a 29 with runners on first and second, fielding column 1. It's going to be a double play. Pitcher to shortstop to first base. Ending the threat. We go to the top of the second. Cubs 4, Cards 0. Addison Russell will lead off for Chicago. 43 is a ground out back to the pitcher. There was an X modifier, but Machine does not have an X. And the pitcher, Jake Arrieta, comes to bat. 41 is a swing and miss, strike 3. Dexter Fowler. That is also a strikeout. So after giving up 4 runs in the first, Machine comes back strong in the second to set the Cubs down 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. So go to the bottom of the second. Chicago 4, Cardinals 0. Marty Kowalski will lead off for St. Louis. 22 is a base hit for Whitey Kowalski. Average speed at first base. Brings the bat. The author of Baseball is a Funny Game, Joe Garagiola, the catcher. 24 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Nothing too funny about that. For St. Louis fans, here's Harry Walker. 56 is a 34, pop out to shortstop. 2 down. And Marty Slats Marion comes to bat. 1-3 is a base on balls. So like they had in the first, they got runners at first and second. 2 outs, but the pitcher coming to bat, Harry Brasheen. He will be allowed to hit. Here's the pitch. 2-2 is a 8 against grade B. It's going to be ground out to Chris Bryant at third base, who throws over to Anthony Rizzo for the final out. We go to the top of the third. Still 4 is up. Chicago. Lynn Zobrist will lead off. He'll be batting from the right side. And his batting style from the right is, I think, completely different from the way he swings the bat in the left. Quite a bit different. 22 is a fly out to center field. 1 away. Chris Bryant is the batter. Struck out his first time up. And strikes out his second time up. Anthony Rizzo. Draws a walk. And the man who homered back in the first inning, 3-run home run, Wilson Contreras, is the batter. 23 is a ground out to third base. Go to the bottom of the third inning. Cubs 4, Cardinals nothing. Okay, Red Chandies is the batter. Here's the pitch to Red Chandies, 63, flat center field. Terry Moore, 55, is a flat center field. Stan Musial, who drew a walk back in the first inning, hitting the 360s in 1946. 1-2 is a ground out to the second baseman. It's got an X modifier, so it's a strikeout. So we go to the top of the fourth inning. Is Chicago 4, St. Louis nothing. Through 4 innings, Jake Arrieta has allowed only 2 hits, and Harry Brecheen has settled down since that explosive first inning. Here's the pitch to Javi Baez, 31. That's going to be a base hit, though. So leadoff man is on. Jason Hayward, 55, is a 8. Gets a B with his ground out to third base, with Baez going to second. 1 away to Addison Russell. 238 hitter, 21 homers. He's got a pitch to me. Here's the pitch to Eddie Russell. 1-5 is going to be out at first. Ground out to third, 5-3. Baez goes to third. Pitcher Jake Arrieta. Ground out to third. So 3 ground outs to third baseman Whitey Koroski, and the Cubs are retired in the 4th. Cubs 4, Cardinals 0. Here is Enos Slaughter. 42 is a walk to Slaughter. Leadoff runner is on. And he is a fast-rated runner, known for his mad dash in the 1946 series in the 8th inning of Game 7, when Johnny Pesky was accused of going to sleep with the relay throw. That brings to bat Whitey Koroski. No outs, 1 on first. 62, fly ball to left field, 1 away. Joe Garagiola. I spent a lot of my youth listening to Joe Garagiola and Tony Kubik, broadcasting the NBC Game of the Week on Saturdays. Here is 61 roll. It's a fly out to left field. Joe is 0 for 2, and Harry Walker comes to bat. It's a hit, call, and roll. With 2 outs, that might score the runner. 25 is going to be a triple along the right field foul line. Scoring Slaughter, putting Walker on third, and the Cardinals are on the board. It's 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Marty Marion will be the batter, very much known to be a tall, slick-feeling defensive third baseman. I think his best hitting year was about 276. Batting average is probably his best season. Here's the pitch to Marion. 24 is going to be a fly out to left field. So 3 flyouts in the left field in that inning, but between that, Cardinals get it on the board with a triple by Harry Walker. Top of the 5th, Cubs 4, Cards 1. Dexter Fowler leads off the top of the 5th for Chicago. 44 is going to be a fly out to center field. And Brashini has really settled down since the first inning. He's out of danger of that grade reduction. If he lets another run score, 5 runs within 3 innings. Here's the pitch to Ben Zobrist. 41 is a ground out through the shortstop. And we have Chris Bryant coming to bat. Bryant is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Here he grounds out to the second baseman. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Cubs 4, Cards 1. Harry Brashim will lead off the bottom of the 5th for St. Louis. He grounds out to the shortstop. Red Shandy's first year was 1945. He made the All-Star team, and the National League's glad he did because he hit the game-winning home run in the 14th inning of that All-Star contest. Here he flies out to left field. They're 2 away, and Terry Moore is the batter. Fast center fielder for St. Louis. 5 is a fly out to center field. Quick 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the 6th. Cubs 4, Cards 1. Anthony Rizzo will be the Cubs' first batter in the top of the 6th. 24 is a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So he is 0 for 2. Wilson Contreras, who has the big hit in this game, a 3-run homer in the first inning. 45 is a base on balls. Javier Baez. 25 is a ground out to third base, sending Contreras to second. There are 2 outs, and Jason Hayward the batter. .44 is a 8 play result. Ground out to the pitcher. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Cubs. Stan the Man Musial will lead off for the St. Louis Cardinals in the bottom of the 6th inning. He was known as Stan the Man, but he was also an Iron Man. From 1946 through 1955, he only missed 17 games. He was an everyday player. 26 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Enos Slaughter. 1-5 is a base hit for Slaughter. That's his first hit in the game. And we'll have, for St. Louis, a fast runner at first base for Whitey Koroski. 36 is a walk. That will let the Cardinals bring the tie-in run to the plate here in the 6th inning. That is Joe Garagiola, boyhood friend of Yogi Berra and growing up in St. Louis. Here's the pitch. 32 is a 26. High pop fly on the infield, measured by Javi Baez, and he makes the catch. 2 gone, and Harry Walker. Walker came up in the fourth inning with 2 outs, and he had a triple to drive in the Cardinals only one. 1-4 is a fly out to left field. Go to the top of the seventh, Chicago 4, St. Louis 1. Addie Russell is the leadoff hitter in the top of the seventh for Chicago, and you got Jake Arrieta on deck. And he does come out on deck. He has not reached his point of weakness yet. I need to stop and talk about that. The 25 after the X, his point of weakness is 25 batters pitched to. He's pitched to 24. So I don't know if Apba does this way, but in my mind, when I play basic Apba, I just think in terms of the seventh inning, if two bad things happen to my starting pitcher, then I reduce his card to grade level. And that's the way I played for many years. And that's kind of like the home rules. Okay, here we go. Addie Russell. 46 is a strikeout. And Jake Arrieta does come to bat. 63 is a strikeout. Dexter Fowler. 45 is going to be a walk to give the Cubs a base runner here in the seventh. Ben Zobrist. Helped my home team, the Kansas City Royals, to a world championship, hit over 300 in the second half of the season, and was really a big help to the Royals. Here's the pitch to Zobrist, 24. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We go to bottom of the seventh. Cubs 4, Cards 1. Okay, we're in the bottom of the seventh inning. Marty Marion, probably a pitch hitter for the pitcher, and then to the top of the order. Jake Arrieta winds and throws to Marty Marion. 42 is a 23 on fielding column 1. It's going to be an error on the left fielder, Ben Zobrist. So average speed at first base, and there is a pinch hitter for St. Louis, and the pinch hitter will be Dick Sisler, left-handed batsman. Here's the pitch to Sisler. 34 is a fly ball to center field, 1 away. Back to the top of the order, Red Shandies. National League fielding leader for 8 consecutive leaders. This might show how old. If you're kind of young, you think of Red Shandies as longtime coach for the St. Louis Cardinals. If you're older, you might know him as a manager. If you're real old, you might remember when he played. When he played, he was a good player. He, like I said, led the National League in fielding 8 times and was in a major league uniform in some capacity for 50 years. 1-3 is a 36 with a runner on first. It's a wild pitch. Sends Marion the second. Okay, now in the point of weakness, Arrieta is pitched to more than 25 batters, so he's there, and I consider that the first bad thing that happened to him. So there's activity in the bullpen. 32 is a 26. Out of first, runner to third, 4-3, 2 down. And Terry Moore. '24 is a fly out to left field. Go to the top of the 8th. Cubs 4, Cards 1. The new pitcher for St. Louis is going to be Alf Cotton Brazel. He is a grade C pitcher with no modifiers. Chris Bryant will lead off for the Cubs. 22 is a double for Chris Bryant to lead off the 8th inning. And Chicago will see if they can pad to their 3-run lead. Here is Anthony Rizzo. '41 is a ground out to, or it's a pop-up to the shortstop, Marty Marion. He makes the catch. And we go to Wilson Contreras, who's still the hero in this game with a 3-run homer in the 4th inning. 32 is a ground out to second base, sending Bryant to third base with 2 outs. Javi Baez. 25 is 8 against a B pitcher. Fly out to right field. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Cubs 4, Cards 1. Sam Musial will lead off the 8th inning for St. Louis. Gotta love the symmetry in baseball. Stan Musial, great career. Probably one of the top 4 or 5 ball players of all time. Didn't have the outsized personality of Ted Williams and wasn't known for the grace that Joe DiMaggio had, but he was their equal in every way as far as skills in the baseball field. Stan Musial had as many hits on the road as he had at home. And I think the coolest thing about his last hit in the last game in the major leagues, he rolls a ground ball that went past the all-time hits leader, Pete Rose, to finish his career, kind of like handing off one Hall of Fame career to another fantastic career. Here is Stan Musial. 23 is a fly out to right field. Enos Slaughter. 22 is a base hit. Slaughter is 2 for 3 in the day. He is a hustle player. He hustles the first base and the F-rated runner, Whitey Kowalski. 24 is a fly out the right field. And Joe Garagiola. 46 is a strikeout. We go to the top of the 9th. Cubs 4, Cards 1. Jason Hayward will lead off the 9th for the Cubs. 63 is a fly ball to center field. 1 down, and Eddie Russell. We notice that Tommy LaStella comes out on deck to hit for the pitcher Arrieta next. Here's the pitch to Russell. 64 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And here is the pitch hitter, Tommy LaStella. 270 hitter in 2016. 1-4 is a fly out to left field. So 3 up and 3 down for the Cubs in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Chicago 4, St. Louis 1. And we'll be at the bottom of the order. Cubs will bring in their closer, Aroldis Chapman, and his 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He is an AC pitcher with a KX modifiers. Harry Walker leads off the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Cardinals. 23 is a soft ground ball. Nowhere. It's a X, so it's a strikeout. Walker goes down on strikes. That brings to bat Marty Marion. 34 is a fly out to center field. And timeout. The Cardinals will send out Del Rice, a pinch hit for the pitcher, with 2 outs. 26 is a ground ball to shortstop. Caught by Russell over to Rizzo for the final out of today's game. The Chicago Cubs dominated all the way on this ball game. Cubs 4, Cardinals 1. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a second. Okay, back with a wrap-up. Today's game taken by the Chicago Cubs of 2016 over the 46 Cardinals. The Cubs scored 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Most of their offensive work was done in the first inning when they got big flies from Wilson Contreras and Javier Baez. The Cardinals had 1 run on 5 hits and no errors. For St. Louis, probably Enos Slaughter, star of the day today. Slaughter was on base 3 times, 2 hits, and scored the Cardinals' only run. But the star of the game today, Jake Arrieta, dominating pitching performance. Arrieta threw 8 innings, gave up 1 earned run, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks. He is the winning pitcher. The losing pitcher was Harry the Cat Brashean. Aroldis Chapman got the win, but your star of the day today, Jake Arrieta. Arrieta was the NL Cy Young Award winner in 2015 with a 22-7 record and 22-6, 1.77 ERA. And then in 2016, he pitched well for the championship Cubs. 11 consecutive wins at one point of the year with 22 consecutive scoreless innings. That will conclude our series with the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals, taken by the city of Chicago 2-1. We'll be back Monday with a new baseball rivalry. And that rivalry will feature the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. You think that's a rivalry? Join us then. Thanks for joining us today, and God bless.